Hi, this is Matt Kuntz. I was a member of the Capli Bruin 1993 state championship team and was asked to tell a little bit about the Bruin Mohawk tradition from an OG perspective by Shane Larson. And I'll do my best. I want to do the disclaimer that all old men lie about football, and I'm fully in that camp. So take it for what it's worth. I'm sure there's a million different variations, which is true with everything cool. So, you know, Mohawks have been around for border societies forever. Of course, the Mohawk Indians in our country, and then the Scythians, the Celts, the Vikings. It is just a thing. I would like to say that ours originated out of some kind of history. If I was going to do anything, it probably had more to do with WWF video game around at the time than most things. But the reality is we had a really tough state championship loss in 1992. It was an amazing Bruin football team, one of the best Bruin football teams ever, as far as I'm concerned, just from an athlete standpoint. And they lost in the state championship. They got hit by CMR and with Ryan Leaf, who would end up being a first round draft pick NFL quarterback. And I was a sophomore on that team. Everybody else was juniors, and it was clear that that was the golden team, and nobody thought we were going to do anything the following year. So we went into camp and we had a chip on our shoulder for sure. It was a really good group of kids. It was a goofy group of kids. Like, our offensive line averaged about 170 pounds. There's a reason why nobody thought we would be able to do anything, but it was a fun group. Just from top to bottom, a great group of guys, and the coaches were amazing. And where the Mohawks started, because remember that state championship the year before, we'd just been there, nobody had Mohawks that year. So where the Mohawks started, tradition was, I think, in between two days. We were at Tom Mullen's house. He just got back from basic training, and he had a pair of clippers. We were bored. We had a pair of clippers. I'd like to say that there was more to the story, but that was what happened. Was we showed up, and it was me and Benji Cosgrove were the first two to get that Bruin Mohawk that year, and then it started to spread throughout the team, and we went out and beat CMR that first game, and it was wild because nobody thought we would win that game. But it was a goofy team, Mohawks, like, just playing above what they were supposed to, and I don't know who decided to bring it back. For playoffs that year, the championship that year. My guess is, if I remember right, it came from the defense. And Ryan Jantz, Clint Irish, Bo Smelko, Stormy Watney, like that group, Kent Reynolds, like, they were fun, wild group, and they had the vision to bring it back. Probably mostly Ryan Jantz. He got most inspirational for defense that year. My guess is that was a big part of why I got most inspirational for offense that year. So we were kind of working together on that, and we brought it back, and it was really cool. It was a great state championship win, and really amazing considering where we come from with that group and how nobody believed in us. And one of the important things that happened was coaches were really impressed with the freshman class that year. So they brought like 5 guys up to play with the varsity and to go all the way through that championship experience, which is pretty standard now, but at the time that had never happened. So you get all of these freshmen watching that Bruin Mohawk state championship tradition. It was like Joe Horn, Travis Honor, Emmer, like a really good, strong group of guys, and they saw it, they got it. And that would be important because I think a big part of it is not who started it, it's who chose to bring it back. And that following year, like, we did try to bring it back. We did try to bring it back for playoffs. We lost a member of our state championship team, Kent Reynolds, right before the season started. He passed away. We found out during the season that our coach was dying of cancer, Coach Tuss. It was a really wild season, but we did bring it back. And I will say, I got in the most trouble of anybody that's ever been involved with the Bruin Mohawk tradition for bringing that one back. There were a couple of parents that were not happy that their kids went and decided to get a Mohawk, and that was blame on me. So I take full responsibility for that. But it brought it to the next year. And then I think about what happened afterwards was that class that were freshmen in 93, they went to the state championship. And they were the ones, I think it was in 96 or 97, and they made it that tradition. They brought it back. So it wasn't just the 93 team. It was the group that were freshmen said, we want to do this Mohawk tradition. We want to bring it back. And then that was how it's always been, is each group of kids, each group of coaches, they all kind of make it their own way. They see it their own way. My brother's team was the one that started dying it. My brother Nick, Greg Carruthers, just an amazing group, really dominant defensive group in like the 99 or 2000 state championship. So that was what really solidified it. It wasn't one team. It was one team that got it started, but it would always came from the kids, always came from that small school that nobody thought should be performing in the way that they performed and delivering the way that they delivered and racking up the state titles. Nobody thought that. Nobody saw it. And I do think it's pretty cool because for me, that 1993 team really had that mystique, had that irreverence, had that wildness, had that group of team that I do think the Bruin football has stood for before then and since then. And so we're really excited about the tradition. And I do just want to say, every time I see it as an old guy, I can't help but think about the people that were involved with that 1993 season that we've lost. Coach Tuss, we lost a few years after to cancer. Coach Kantak, who, his wit and his heart, he passed away, like a decade later from a heart attack. Aaron Eslick, Kent Reynolds, all of these really amazing people that we lost, and plenty of others, and there's going to be more and more as the years go. So I just want to say immensely grateful to all the kids that have continued this, to all the Bruins, and just amazing to be part of that tradition. And I'm so proud to have it continue. This is 2024. Bruin just won their 13th state championship. And all I can say is go Brew. Thank you.